Testing, testing. You guys, let me know if you hear any sound. Looking, I'm getting some little errors on my back end. I'm pretty sure because I use certain terms that it may not get promoted properly. You know, you can't say black women, you can't say black white, you can't say anything. I've had people try to super chat and they hit me saying that they put black woman or something like that or whatever in the title, and they won't even let them super chat it. So I guess, you know, people don't realize because it's being done subtly that we are already in a state of censorship. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about the black wife effect. I have plenty of videos to show you. I have a few points to make. And I know you're like, Honcho, I thought you said if it doesn't fly or if it doesn't apply, let it fly, right? I mean, you don't even talk about getting married. You don't have a black wife. Why do you care what they're doing on the other side? Well, sometimes certain messages can be bad to put out there. Sometimes certain messages may not be exactly what they come across as. I just want to show you guys. We're just going to talk about it. We're going to share some opinions, some thoughts. And hey, it's the Den, discussing everyday news, nonsense, whatever you want the end to be. Niggas. Anyway. All right, I see some of the chats shaking. Can y'all let me know if y'all, give me a 1 if y'all can make sure y'all can hear me. Because like I said, on the back end. And then we'll see. And let me get out this, close that, and give me, all right, cool, bet. Appreciate that, Mr. Solis. And yeah, give me about 32 seconds, and we're gonna get this party started. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Good evening, afternoon, wherever you may be, whatever time it is. It might still be, depending on where you are. I guess could still be like early noonish, right at the noon time. Welcome to the Den. If you're not familiar with the Den, I don't know what I said. The Den is a community, a discussion. Interesting. And today we're going to have a discussion about something I've been seeing for about the last week or so, last few days, and I see it starting to pick up steam. And this is what I got to start. I got to start talking about shit because I've been getting a lot of these stories, a lot of these trends shit before a lot of the major shit to talk about. I just don't ever talk about it because I'm not organized. But I'm cleaning some things up. I'm really Huncho, where you been? You ain't been. So here's the thing. It's not that I don't have yesterday I didn't have the juice. It's just I want to give you guys better content. I'm not liking the content I've been making lately, so I've been just kind of trying to map some stuff out. So I know what I have to do. I'm going to have to do some things that I've been hesitant on doing, but it's for the good of the community. It's for the growth of the channel. Anyway, I'm glad to see you lovely people who are here, right? All of you wonderful den folk, if you will. me just make sure I don't have any extra. Close that. All right. So, again, I hope that everybody is doing well in this wonderful month of May. So, what we're going to talk about today is something that is called the Black Wife Effect. And I find this movement extremely intriguing, right? It piques my interest in a way because I don't think the people or whoever's putting this stuff out is realizing what they're really doing and what it's really saying. Like, so I don't know who started it. I'm gonna read you a little thing, a little article. I'm gonna dive into it. But there's so much to pick apart. There's so much to pick apart from this particular thing. We're going to talk about marriage. We're going to talk about divesting. We're going to talk about the power of the Black woman, the modern Black woman. But let's see who we have joining us this afternoon. Shout out whatever states you may be from so I can send a little digital love in your direction. Heidi, you're a foreigner. You don't have a state, so post your green card. So, Lise, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's talk about it. Lovely Miss, let's talk about it. How are you doing this afternoon? Broderick came in here, left a message. He's no longer in here because that's what he does. Jabari Mayo, what's the motherfucking deal? Shelly's here. So I already know this is going to be a terrible show. Anytime Shelly shows up, I end the show frustrated for some reason. Just bad juju. And I'm working on my self-talk. I'm working on my energy. Right? I'm trying to be a more positive person. I'm not a negative person. But I'm not as positive as I used to be. Life will do that to you. Right? So I gotta get back. I'm just trying to I'm just trying to meditate. I'm just trying to, get into my area. Right? But Shelly's here. I'm gonna be fair, right? Because I said I'm trying to let go of old, let go of the past, let go of all that nonsense. I'm in a state of recalibrating my thought process, right? I tell you often have to update your internal operating system. So I'm going to let go of all the negativity of the past of Shelley Long. I'm going to disregard that old snapper, and we're going to start on a fresh, clean slate. This is the month of May. I'm going to start on a fresh, clean slate with Shelley. People always ask, is there anybody in the den that you just gets on your nerves, you don't like? I don't dislike Shelley. But Shelley finds a way to, she just, those old snapper tactics find a way to just, this is why I got extra gray. Ever since Shelley been in the den, my grays have expanded. They've just traversed across the chin. Anyway, good to see you, Miss Shelley. I hope that the lovely Miss Shelley Long, everybody. Wolverine Apex, what's the motherfucking deal? Heidi's here. Mike. Mexican Mike. We've had a Chicago Mike, we've had a prepaid Mike, and the only Mike that's still remaining here today is Mexican Mike. Michelle's here, agreeing with people in comment sections that she has no business agreeing with. The lovely Miss Michelle, how are you doing this evening, Miss Michelle? So anyway, let's get into the conversation. I'm gonna show y'all this article first, right? I'm gonna share this with you. And then we're going to, I'm gonna show you some video proof of what the Black Wife Effect is. So I'm gonna let you see a little bit. I got a lot to show you. And I'm gonna save a video for the very end of this because I had so much I wanted to say, but I came across a video. That sums up this whole fucking thing in about 15 fucking seconds. Because and I'm gonna still share my thoughts. I'm gonna share my opinions with this because I find this to be humorous. At the very least, this is stimulating to the funny bone. Anyway, so what I did is I was getting ready for the thumbnail. If you can look in the background, because Black women promote these weird things, right? I just want to touch on something before we dive into this, before we get all the way into this. Because what was it like last week, maybe the week before that? I was just telling you guys a story about how many black women were mad because, hear me out, that black women were mad because NFL players had white. It was only a couple of them, right? It was like 2 or 3 of them might have had. They completely ignored all the black families, black girlfriends, weed wearing women, and all that other shit that was available, that was visualized for you, that was there right in your front of your face. And only hyper focused on like the 2 or 3 white women that you saw with black athletes. There's a thing that's been going around with the Philadelphia Eagles, and this is why I say women don't know context, black women especially. They showed the wives of the Philadelphia Eagles having a party. It was a lot of white women. So they took a picture of these are the wives, and they took a picture of a group of niggas on the Philadelphia Eagles who took a picture, and they put that in. This is what black women blogs do, right? Because I look at things how they're presented, merchandising, marketing, all of these things are very interesting because it's human psychology, right? And I find this stuff extremely intriguing. So what they deliberately did was took the wives of the white players, because the Philadelphia Eagles is like 47% white, which is significantly more than most. I think most teams are around like 15, 23%, something like that, around that area. So they took the team with the most white women that they could find. Those white women got to fucking together, had a party, might have been 1 or 2 black women there. Then they took a picture of all the niggas together, all the black men posing together after a celebration. I don't know if it was interception, who all was in it. I didn't really pay attention. And they said, this is the wives of the Philadelphia Eagles. No context, no one-to-one, no nothing, right? Because women don't need that. Just stroke their fucking emotions and they'll light up like a rocket. That's all you got to do. They don't think logically. They don't operate functionally. Pure fucking emotion. Okay. J-Man, what's the motherfucking deal? What's the motherfucking deal? Before this is all said and done, I will. The lovely matriarch of the den is here. Miss K. Grace. My apologies if I missed you. Again, if I missed y'all, I ain't dish y'all, except for Shelly Short. So that shit went viral. Black women see we telling it on. It's so fucking stupid. I promise. And I told somebody here a while back that I was going to try to get back to neutral topic honcho, neutral conversation honcho, and I'll get back to that eventually. Right? Maybe if we're talking politics, I can kind of do it. But right now, it's just anyway. So they show that they go viral, black women say all this shit. Then the very fucking next week, you turn around and start a TikTok trend called the black wife effect. Is that not hypocrisy? Is this not hypocrisy? Is this not like fucking what the fuck? Y'all just complained about, and this is why I say you don't listen to the opinion, fellas. Do not listen to the opinions of women. Women, do not listen to the opinions of other women. A woman does better figuring it out on her own than taking advice from another woman, right? Because women have been giving everybody, but other women especially, because other women will listen. Other women and their sons get the worst advice from women, right? So telling other women shit. Single women love to break up happy homes. That's why you got Tia Mowry out there looking crazy right now, trying to rekindle a flame that is flamed out. Tell them, oh, it's good out here. Not telling them that every night I cry in my pillow, right? But anyway, that's not the point of tonight's conversation. Damn, where'd I put those things? Or today's conversation. But I say all this to say, I looked up interracial or something, or maybe not. I think I put some kind of interracial term. And so I just want to show what came up. You tell me, guys, you guys tell me what you see more of. Do you see more black men crossing borders or white women cross? But I don't know if these are stock photos. I don't know if these are real photos. This came off of, I mean, I say it because since I'm on a Google platform, they may not like you promoting the competition. But for whatever reason, I chose to use this one. If y'all want to, I was like, I think it was interracial wife. I think that's what I put in. And I didn't have the safe search on at first. So you can imagine what the fuck came up when I first put those terms in, like unintentional, not even going there, right? There might have been interracial bride. I think interracial bride might have been something like that, but not even thinking about it. Do you know what came up? Right? Right? Like, do you know what came up? It was some of the worst stuff you could imagine. Unless you're into that kind of thing. I'm not judging. I'm not here to judge you. Everybody got to figure it out. But anyway, you can figure that out for yourself. So let's get into it, right? Let me show y'all this thing. Let me pull this up. Let me pull up this article, and I'm gonna show you plenty of content, and we'll open up the line so we can talk about what we want to talk about. And I saw in the Discord right before I close it out that Solis said that I was mad because these white men are getting them some beautiful black women. They're getting some BBWs, all right. And you know that there's not BBW slander in the den. The den was built on the backs of the big backs of the BBWs, since the big backs is the term now. But the den was built on the backs of BBWs and RoboHos. But RoboHos, that trend has seemed to fade out a little bit. But like I said, we're going to enjoy this together because that's what we do. We do things together in the den because we're not only a community, we're a very odd, motley crew of associates. I wouldn't say friends in the den. We used to say friends in the den, but that's a hard one to try to maintain. That's what she said. Shout out to Trill, right? Because Trill sent me something. Found out, remember the other day we talked about the 4B movement? Turns out that's a fraud. That women in Korea don't even know what the fuck. There's some westernized woman over here trying to make some shit up. Women in Korea still want to get married. Women in Korea still trying to fuck with men. And again, that's why I said, like, it sounds just like lesbianism. It didn't even sound like a real thing. And again, the people who make this shit up are already undesirable in society's eyes anyway. So who really gives a fuck? Who really gives a shit? Delta Echo Golf. What's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Let's get into it. Let me pull up the article. All right. Let's pull up the article. Just kind of run it real quick. Distractify. I don't even know what this is. It's the only thing I find with something written about it. So one video, one man goes wearing t-shirts, trucker hats to fitted button downs, peacoats. Another man gets a beard, haircut that frames his face perfectly. I'm pretty sure it's something black. It looks like it's written black. TikTok user says when black women elevate everything. But one TikTok explained how these videos actually speak to an issue about how black women's contributions to society are significant, but not often so. So getting your man to spend way more money on clothes is significant. What does that mean? Like, people think fashion is a real thing. I know some people in here are super fashionable and all that. Fashion is for two things. If your wrist is structurally weak and you're into that, cool. But the man makes the clothes. Clothes don't make the man, right? So because you spent this man's own money on getting him some new clothes, he got his fucking stylist. So wow, my wife's a stylist. That's anyway. Anyway, discuss the Black Wife Effect. It's gotten a bunch of views. I feel like there's so much to break down about it. For me, I'm watching the Black Wife Effect. Think that everything that black women touch, they elevate. And it's not just on a partner scale, that's on a societal scale. What if black women elevated on a societal scale? And I'm asking, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, let's name some examples. You know, the Den is a participation grade, right? What has been done on a societal scale that you would say a black woman had mainly her hands on, right? What is it on a societal scale? What would you say the biggest contribution that a black woman has contributed to society is? And I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny at all. This is me working my way back to neutral. Anywho, we love a black wife, but shouldn't stop there. How can we support a black wife? Why is it that like we always got to? Never mind. Again, basically, bitch, and it might have been that white lady that was talking. Because I saw something about a white lady talking about it. Anyway, 10 years of marriage, 16 together. Just start. So in the 10 years of marriage and the 16 together, the thing that you can show the best is that she got you some new clothes or got you to dress differently. I'm going to tell y'all something that's going to happen. Like I said, I'm trying to be cool about not diving all the way in. I want to show y'all some shit first. Just hear me out. Anyway, so most of these videos I'm not going to put the sound on because they have the $1 Million Baby. So you can just imagine the $1 Million Baby clip playing in the back. But black women could use support and not just appreciation. Everything you see when it comes to black women is like, give them money. Give them money for existing. Give them money for doing the most basic functions of life. That's what that's what everything I see it is like, hey, black women exist, we should give them money. Like you see, the only ones you see with this crazy, you need to send me a cash app before I talk to you. Or you see with these statements. And again, I say these things because none of this has ever happened to me. It's this I wish. Anyway, but you hear this, you see it. You see it. This is a real thing. But I've only seen one group of people do this. And it's odd to me. So let's get into it because there's so much to show. I have so many videos. And if you're going to be like, Hunter, you spent all day looking for this. No, I did not. I probably spent maybe 10 minutes. And that's probably because I watched some of them first, right? I wouldn't even say 10 minutes. No, I'm lying. Maybe a good 7 minutes. So I'm going to show y'all some stuff, and then I'm going to show you. I think some of them didn't show up. Some of them look like they're not showing up. But I'm going to show you why this makes for a peculiar conversation. Okay? Let's just get it. And I want y'all to be observant. Please, please, please do this. Do this. Do this. Do this, right? It's super easy to explain that. And I'm going to explain that. Hold that thought. Matter of fact, let me pin that thought for you. So I'm going to tell you exactly why that is a thing, right? To exactly why that is a thing. We, in fact, did not give Dave Chappelle to the Asian community. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, Shelley. All right. Speaking of the Asian community, let's get this party started. Let me make sure this stuff is properly muted. Because, hold on. Like I said, I don't have to go through 1,000 fucking removals of $1 Million fucking Baby to try to get the shit monetized. You're taking your monetization because you played 10 seconds you play 10 seconds of a sound on a 2-hour stream. Like, what really makes you think that that's deserving? Not even 10 seconds, right? But anyway. Let's do that. All right, now we got it. Okay, cool. So let's enjoy this. I didn't watch all of them, but let's enjoy these together. So again, imagine $1 Million Baby playing in the background. And I want y'all to look at all these. I'm going to let them play a couple of times through, maybe twice on each one. I want y'all to be observant. And I want y'all to be aware of what's going on. Because I want you to pay attention from beginning to end. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking because there's some thoughts I have generated from watching these videos. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking. I'm going to see if you guys arrive to the same thoughts that I arrived to when looking at this. Now, in no way am I knocking these relationships. In no way am I hating on people being happy. In no way am I, against interracial relations, any of this, none of this. But I just find it funny when people promote certain ideals and the reasons that they promote these things, right? So let's look at it as a whole. That's what we're doing. We're looking at it from a grand picture. That's all. I honestly, truly don't give a shit if what happens to any of these people. Not in a bad way or a good way. I just don't give a shit, plus or minus. But pay attention. I want y'all to pay attention to these things. And then we're going to talk about it. Look at Heidi, the hater. Heidi, the hater. I just cannot believe it. I'm going to have to give Heidi the DeMarchi treatment. Anyway, so on to the next one. Because there's some very interesting cases here, right? So I want you guys to pay attention as we go through these together. And all of them are playing the same song. All of them are playing the same little soundboard. But again, watch watch what is happening. Okay. uh, that's super funny, honey. If you only knew how funny you really were. But again, look at Jesus, some guy on the corner playing drums on plastic buckets. That's Tom Hanks when he was running across the country. Found him a nice BBW. And again, like I said, I'm pro BBW in here. I'm here for happiness, right? Interesting stance. Another interesting stance. It's like the reversal of the horse stance, right? So I want you guys to pay attention. I want you to pay attention. I want y'all to be aware. And again, I'm not knocking anybody's relationship, anybody at all. I just want y'all to see what's going on, why this is happening. And we're going to have a conversation about this whole movement and why I find it extremely odd, right? Because we talked about, like I said, the NFL players last week had a couple of white women. Black women went crazy. They went bonkers. They went berserk. They were angry. They were all over social media about top tier motherfuckers that you'll never get the chance to be with in your life. These are average people. Average people, right? And I'm going to tell you some things that are going to happen. Vincent, what's the motherfucking deal? Good to see you. Good to see you. What's the motherfucking deal? I'm going to break it down to you extremely. Now, pay attention. All you got to do is really, if you're watching these videos, I don't have to say anything because the message is already, the message is already in front of your very eyes. In front of your very eyes. Like, it's cool to show these pictures. I would like to hear the individual stories of how some of these happen, right? I would like to hear the individual stories of how some of these happen. And I'm going to be honest about some things that are going on in each and every one of these. Let's run through them. I'm going to show y'all these, but it's quite a few more to show. So let's kind of just go through them. You guys are getting the gist of it. Clickety. I want you to pay attention to all of these gentlemen because they have certain things in common. They all have a certain thing in common. I want you to think about how arrogant the idea of the black wife effect is. Because we talk about narcissism, right? We talk about one group who's always saying everybody's a narcissist. We talk about one group of people always saying that you should accept me as I am, right? We talk about a group who is always saying that they're perfect the way they come. Pure arrogance, purely arrogant. You tell a black woman she needs to change her behavior, she'll argue with you. She'll tell you why it's everybody else's fault. Tell you that you're a narcissist. You try to change that you are a manipulator. She'll say all of these things. Let's see where we at. Let's run through these. Excuse me. Pardon me. This one I saw. I don't even think I saw a before or after the difference. But pay attention. Pay attention. Dude literally did not change. He just turned from like he got like 5 years old. This is what I'm saying. This is arrogance. Like, what did you do to improve this man? He just looked like he grew up. And again, look at these guys. You tell me what's happening, right? You tell me what you guys are seeing. Do, 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 do. I would like to know the credit scores of all of these gentlemen after after dating these women. That's the same thing I thought. I ain't gonna lie, Heidi. That's the fucking same thing I thought. I was like, his parents did not go to the wedding. Oh, I'm saying it's two. I gotta say. Ooh, wait. Actually, I did get more than I thought. So let's run to these. I do got more than I forgot. I figured I had. But again, watch all of these. I got some super special ones for you too. I got two extremely unique ones. I'm saving for last. Ah. And I'm surprised no one said anything. Right? I'm surprised no one said anything because I posted the video and I didn't realize when I made a little video to promote the stream for today, there was like a little piece of chicken on the side of my face. And I was going to redo it and I saw that I figured somebody would say something. But I'm disappointed. Nobody mentioned it. No one mentioned it at all. I'm disappointed in all of it. All right, let's see. Blickety, blickety, blickety. I'm going to save that. We'll come back to that one. Again, just pay close attention to the befores and then, be aware of the afters. I don't think she gets credit for this. I mean, come on, that nigga looked like fucking Jim Carrey on Me, Myself, and Irene. Like, how was that a come up? She just wanted credit she just wanted to show that she was married to a white guy. Literally did nothing for the guy. He got a fucking cop stash. That's all that fucking happened. And this is why I talk about arrogance. Because women can't see something trending that they feel like they can participate in. The Megan challenge. Hey, let me embarrass myself like everybody else. Instead of having some dignity. She just wanted to show that one picture. She wanted to show that one picture of her to show that she was married to a white man. She did nothing for this guy, right? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. You don't know where I get these pictures, bro? They're just I type random things on random search engines and they pop up. All of the videos I'm showing you here though are from TikTok. Like this whole thing started on TikTok. This one, like I'm saying, free credit. I want some attention. Look at my husband who looks exactly the same except he has a small cop mustache. This is why they were so mad about Travis Kelce. Because they thought the black wife, black girlfriend thing was a real effect. They thought it was a permanent. They thought it was like witchcraft. Travis Kelce said, man, fuck that shit. This is temporary at best. That's why they were so upset. They lost one. They thought that the best shot they had, they lost it. Now, I want you to look at this guy before and after. Just pay attention to all. I want you to pay attention to all before that. Let's run through these because again, like I said, there's something I have to address, and I'm really waiting to see it and say it because I haven't seen anybody say it yet. There's actually a couple of points I want to make that I haven't seen anybody say yet. But again, I love the come up. Hey, if you call it a come up, you want to be more stylish. Well, he looks like the guy from Men's Warehouse. That's a very odd thing to say, Shelly. So I say, I know before this stream is over. Oh, I forgot about that one too. There's a couple of them I might have to say them three for last. All right. Again, all I'm seeing right now is that you got these men who look like they were perfectly happy as they were to spend more money on clothes than they probably ever thought they would, or more money on their appearance than they probably ever thought they would. You've made these people, I wouldn't say more superficial. There's nothing wrong with feeling good about yourself and doing things like that. But the focus, the that you gave them it's a superficial thing. But, you know, we'll get to that. I don't know how it well, I do know how it's an improvement. I'm gonna say so in a minute. But it's too many things that stand out about this whole movement that make it very, very odd to me, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna be honest. Some of these dudes probably did this shit on their own, and they just found old pictures to make it look like women are good at crafting false narratives, whether when they speak or whether when they post pictures online. Women know how to make sure they frame it the right way. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it sucks. Like, yeah, y'all be hearing $1 Million Baby. Y'all be tired of $1 Million Baby by the time this fucking shit. Like, y'all, every single one of these videos, every single one of these videos is $1 Million fucking baby. Again, noticeable change, right? Noticeable change. Not saying that it isn't. And to the ladies in here, this is a ladies only inquisition. Do you believe the black wife effect is real? 0 for no, 1 for yes. From what you've seen so far, do you really feel like it's the black women who have, at the very least, improved the style of these men? I'm interested. She turned this nigga to A-Rap. Now I want y'all to look because I don't know how much y'all are paying attention to certain things. Right. I don't know how aware you guys really are of to these pictures. And maybe I'm just over observing. Maybe I'm looking too deep into something that's not there. So this is one woman who has something to say about the black wife effect. I'm going to actually let her audio play. And then I think they'll show that one. Then I'm going to provide you an alternative perspective. Oh no, let me not. I'm not going to do that one yet. Let me do this one first. So even the black guys had to get into the black wife effect. It's not this one. I thought this was another one. But again, look at the before and look at the afters. I don't think y'all pay attention. Right? I don't think y'all pay attention to the things that I do. Right? Maybe it's just my perspective on things that are skewed. Oh, did I not get the one with the black dude who actually did the black? All right, whatever. So let's do these last two. No, these last three. So this is the black woman, and she had something to say apparently. And I want to know if you guys agree or disagree with this statement, right? Because I believe she believed that she ate. I don't know. You guys let me know. Did she eat, as the black women like to say? did she eat or did she not?
Let me explain something to you. The black wife effect is not a service. We are not for hire. We did that when Massa dragged us into the big house against our will. We're not doing it no more. And let me be clear, if I upgrade your man, that's my man now. You sure you want me to upgrade him? Let me explain something to you. The black wife effect is not a service. We are not for hire. We did that when Massa dragged us into the big house against our will. We're not doing it no more. And let me be clear, if I upgrade your man, that's my man now. You sure you want me to upgrade him? Let me explain something to you.
And these are the leaders of our particular communities. Jack Triple, motherfucking people. What's the motherfucking deal? Again, right? I'm trying to tell y'all, it's wild out here. You're like, oh, these are just attention seekers on social media. You could be right. But it's the ones that you don't see are the ones that are really concerning, because this ain't just social media. Now let's look at this. Now, this is a movement I do believe in. This part of the movement, the wife movement, I agree with. So check this out. Let me know what you guys think. I don't know if this one has music to it or not. Let me see.
The transformation of the white girlfriend effect wasn't enough. I thought I would drop in these photos of the before and after. If this is not good enough for you, then I don't know what else is.
Why are we not talking about the white girlfriend effect? I'm double, triple muted, remuted, unmuted myself, right? Why are we not talking about the white girlfriend movement, right? That's the real upgrade. That's the real upgrade. That's the upgrade niggas need. SYSBM. Drizzle. SYSBM. Good grief. Now I'm gonna show y'all one last thing. So I said I'm gonna show you a video that sums up the whole black wife effect. Right? Shout out to Wolverine. Because this is it right here. This video right here sums up the entire thing. And when I saw it, I was like, really ain't shit for me to say. But this is pretty much it right here. Check it out. No, my bad. It had the $1 billion baby, so I couldn't play it. This is it. This is it. It's nothing more than Caucasian cosplay, right? This is what they're doing. Making basically play toys out of these grown men. And the grown men enjoy it because it's something different. They feel fresh. They feel, whatever. But now it's time to talk about it. Let's be honest, bro. Let's be honest. Let's get into a couple of things. If you're rocking with me, hit that like button. If you don't, hit the dislike button. I don't really give a shit. But let's talk about it, bro, because look at every last one of them dudes. Look at every last one of them niggas. Non-niggas. Look at them and then transfer them put them into the Stefan Urkel. That's basically what they did. These bitches all grew up watching Family Matters. They hit them with the Stefan Urkel. They wouldn't fuck with you for real like that, but then you switch it up. Now give these motherfuckers some pigmentation. And any black man in here who's watching, who's paying any attention, knows what the fuck I'm talking about. You take these guys, and they're not even, these guys, half these dudes don't even look cool in the white community. Right? Half these dudes don't even look cool in the white community. Transfer them to the black community. They watching anime. They, the nerds in school, they run around like Naruto in the hall and all that shit. So that's the equivalent of that. And I'm not knocking it. Whatever you down with, however you rock, however you assimilate yourself into society, 100% do what you do. I'm not here to judge you on anything. I'm just looking at a scenario and being honest about it. That those same or black women who are encouraging this same shit would not entertain a black man of the same caliber. Could have money, could have things together, could have shit in order. Y'all have heard black men call in and tell you from their very own experience, oh, it's just anecdotal. Men of different range, except for Broderick, because Broderick Broderick's a fucking weirdo, but we fuck with him. Tell you from professional women, shout out to Shannon, to the hood rats, to whoever, whatever, they wouldn't look twice at a nigga who started out looking like that, right? But they'll give this opportunity to another individual. So you say, Hunter, why do you care? I don't. I just find this movement entertaining, but let's just be real about it. Let's just be real about it, right? Second thing, a lot of these black women want fucking. All right. Okay, hopefully maybe that let me try to fix the video. I hit a chord there and it kind of undid some shit. Let's see. But anyway, so like I'm saying, these same women would not grant that same opportunity to a black man. But these will be the same ones on those forums saying black men do this and do this and do this and do this and do this. Cool, fine. Your experience is your experience. You can say, do, operate however the fuck you choose, right? Let's see. I can't even think what the shit is called. God damn it. Too many damn programs. Oh, okay. All right. And so, pardon me while I try to figure out why the camera is frozen up. But I don't want that. I can cut off stocking. All right, cool. Yeah. Let's just do this and bring it back. Cool. Now still doing some bullshit. Oh no, we got finish problem. There we go. Cool. All right. So anyway, first and foremost, don't give a fuck, right? Don't give a shit. Don't care. But it's almost like the thing we always talk about how it'll be niggas, and we always talk about it's a lot of dudes who aren't contributing to the nonsense of black men, the stereotype that's pushed out there to the forefront. Those guys don't get no play. We talk about how most black men honestly don't have kids because it's those guys. They don't get no play, don't get no second look. It's the top 20% of men that gets all the action. We know that, right? So again, those men, if those white men were the equivalent of black men, they would have gotten no play in the black community, right? And I'm not saying that any of those women are top notch. Though, I mean, they're not. Maybe one or two you would say was solid, was bad, but for the most part, average women. So not knocking it. But even average women, we talk about hypergamy and the direction and things like that. That women like to always upgrade or always looking up. They feel better than those average regular guys, right? They feel like they deserve the Tyler Perry treatment. Anyway, so I mentioned earlier already that the same women who are congratulating this and promoting this, and again, I don't care either way. If you go fine, you go where you're treated best. I always say that to men, go where you're treated best. Say the same thing to women. Go where you're treated best. Go where you're appreciated for who you are. But you should return the same favor because you cannot sit here and genuinely tell me that these women were there. This is settling with a lot of these guys, right? This is settling, but in a different way. Because if you could, a black woman would rather settle with a white guy than settle with a black man because she'll feel like she came up. She still feel like she did better. And the reason why I say that is because if a nigga came up to you looking like that, shout out to Strong and Grand. I appreciate the donation. Said I'm still out there looking because I got to sell some dope word double XL tees like G's or something. The baggy shit is coming back, which is crazy, right? That's funny. Shout out to Dan the man. I appreciate the love. But it's basically Napoleon Dynamite. It's LaFonda and Kip. That's what this movement is. Like you're playing what I said. The Caucasian cosplay is what you're doing. And again, I'm not knocking it, but so it's a couple of things that are going to happen. Now, what you've gone and done, and I hope they're ready to deal with it. Now that you've gone and done is you've given this man a boost to his self-esteem, right? Now you got him trending on the internets, and you think that there isn't going to be competition? You think that there aren't going to be fellow suitors? You think you ain't finna get Taylor Swift? You finna get Swifted out there. There's gonna be a white woman that's like, you know what? She is a bit nicer. She is, and she's gonna be like, oh, this white guy's got swag, right? He's got the. Let me tell you something. It's a lot of people, and I'm not advocating gang culture. I'm not promoting hip hop. I'm not promoting nothing, right? But it's a lot of people who complain about cultural appropriation. In particular, two groups within the black community. I always hollered about cultural appropriation. Those same two groups are the groups who seek the most validation from outside cultures. Those same two groups are the ones who are promoting this particular activity the most. Aren't you forcing cultural appropriation onto somebody? Because in reality, if you got these motherfuckers dressing like this is not a style, this is not a way of dress that you would attribute to Caucasian men in general. Right? Not saying that there aren't some stylish dudes. Again, all the fashion design, well, they might be Italian, they might not be straight men, but whatever. Normally, you don't see this style of dress, even to the guys who do wear suits to the office and things like that, right? This is not true. You see how they were in the beginning. Now you got them getting braids. Now you got them doing all this extra shit. Like, so are you really in love with the motherfucker that you fucking with, or are you in love with the idea? Because why would you want to change somebody up? So men don't do this. Men don't do this. Men don't switch women up, right? And you know, Hunter, that's bullshit because I know, dude, he got his wife some breast implants. So you're fucking lying. Yes, he did. You know why she wanted them fucking breast implants? It isn't because he went over to her and said, hey, baby, you need some fucking titties. You need some new titties. He gave her those breast implants because she wanted those breast implants because she still wanted attention outside of her covenant with her husband. Okay? That's what's happening, right? Again. We're talking about white girls. We're talking about white men. We're not talking about white women. We're talking about white men. So here, but that's what I'm saying. She wants to mold a man, like Michelle's saying, mold a man, but she molds him into Pookie. She's molding. You can't say that. This is what, because black women like to be out on the scene. So basically these dudes, if you look at a lot of these guys beforehand, you would say they were nerdy, they were geeky, some of them questionable, right? And their behaviors probably. I mean, you can look at some of them are very questionable again, very, whatever you want to call it. Again, they would not accept these same type of dudes if these dudes were black. These guys were probably chill, at home type of guys. Now they out all the time. They all over the place, spending more money they probably ever would have. They tapping all in their 401k. Credit got bad. They fucking cards maxed out. They just want to go on a vacation every month. You're white. You got white privilege. You can do it. She probably guilts them into the shit. Your goofy ass signed a contract with that shit. So anyway, yeah, that's what you're doing. You're going to get, what was his name? I'm about to call him Malibu Mike. What's the motherfucker's name, bro? B-Rad. Y'all went out and y'all made y'all some B-Rads. You know what I'm saying? Y'all went out here and made y'all some B-Rads, and now y'all try to brag about it. Like, that's the weirdest shit in the world. Like, do you know, if this was turned around, if this whole shit was turned around, and if men had a movement, right, of changing their wives into something that they wanted them to be, if men promoted a movement today of changing their wife, like y'all saw the trash shit, that's when they promoted. If men said, I turned a hoe into a housewife, and they showed a bunch of pictures of their girlfriends being hoes. Somebody needs to clip this. I don't know how to clip. I need to get my clip button. That's what I need to do. I need to set my clip button. If there was a movement of men promoting hoes into housewives, right? Actually improving the life of this woman, not making it more fashionable or more presentable to go out to generate more attention. Taking a hoe and truly, it can't be done. We don't have the alchemy to do it, right? We don't have the science. You know, they got cures for everything else, but you cannot turn a hoe into a housewife. We don't have that ability. But if there was a movement and this was successfully happening, look, this is her and her hoeing days. Bitch bent over, ass all out, and then he got her in a fucking traditional looking, good churchly outfit, whatever you want to call it, right? Actually, and this was a movement, you know what they would call it? They would call it grooming. They would say that these men are grooming these women they're changing their personalities to serve what they want from them, right? They would make it such a negative thing, and it would be truly improving someone's life. You cannot tell me, other than for superficial reasons, that this whole change clothes and go is really truly improving the lives of these men. They're getting more attention. Maybe that's what they want. But now, guess what? With more attention comes more competition. Right? More attention from competition. Hoes were hoes before we even know. They just came to the earth hole. Goddamn Jezebels. But again, you don't even see the black men when they get with black women. Let's just say it was a black thing, trying to change it and bring it into the code. You don't see a black man get with a black woman and try to make her black. You don't see a black man get with a nice Christian white woman with all her morals and standards and then get this bitch to get some fucking box braids. You've never seen it. Right? Now, let's look at it from the female. Well, is it a woman thing? Is it women who just feel like they have to change men? It's the case. It is the case. Women feel like they must always try to change a man. They're never satisfied with anything. And then, here's the thing, fellas. If you are a dude and you let a woman change you, that's a huge mistake. Huge mistake. Huge mistake. Absolutely wrong. You got to get into more upscale areas because you have a lot of black dudes who are what people would deem Ben Carson-esque or of that nature who get with white women. They don't go the other way around. Right? You got a lot of niggas who get with white nigga bitches. That's a thing. Right? But when you get with a quality white woman, not the reduced fat black woman who just, reduced blackness, 2% black, whatever you want to fucking call it. When you go get with an authentic white woman, you're not going to you've never seen that. You've never seen it in your life. You've never seen a black man go get with a woman from a 2-parent household, right? Both parents have degrees, college educated. Now, you might have seen them entertain them, but in a serious relationship, you've never seen this type of shit happen where that happens and the woman alters away from her Nordic DNA and then decides to act Africanized, right? She might get Africanized, but she's not acting Africanized. You've never seen that. Those ghetto motherfuckers was ghetto from the jump. That had nothing to do with it, right? So all I'm saying is this. It's a very disingenuous thing. If this is such a big issue to you, right? And I want to know, this is just a general question because this bothers me. This is why I say it's arrogant. Do you truly, I don't got to word this. Do you truly like someone if you don't like the way they dress, right? Because when they did make most of these changes, it's the complete opposite of how they were, right? And the way you dress is a part of the way you carry yourself, the way you feel about yourself, the way you maneuver, the places you attend. There's a reason why you're dressed a certain way. So you're talking about people who's converted. So that's what I'm saying. Like, people aren't looking at what I'm looking at. Because a lot of these guys were in chill locations, laid back, just kind of wearing what they're wearing. And then now you start seeing them, I feel like I got to sneeze. You start seeing them in these places where it's all fancy, where everybody wearing dollies. And again, not saying that that's wrong, but that's not for everybody. Like, why does everybody always think you got to be trying to live some type? Again, not only everybody, it's only black women, but they always got to feel like to be qualified, you have to be living the lifestyle of a white celebrity. You got to be out all the time. You got to be flossing shit you can't fucking afford. You got to be on the scene. All right. So So let's be honest. Hold on, pardon me. Fuck, feel like I had to sneeze. Anyway, this ain't got my snot on my nose and shit. Anyway, snot. No, it's just like a piece of dust. Anyway, all right, cool. That'd be terrible if I came in and look at snot. That's why I don't like sneezing on the camera. Anyway, so like I said, the question I want to ask is, do you truly like somebody if you don't like the way they dress? Do you truly like someone if you don't like the way they dress? Because the way you dress is a part of your personality. It's a part of you, right? Or is this somebody looking at somebody again? Because when you talk about women in black, if he ain't already a ready-made black man, he ain't good enough. So that means he has to have a style, he has to have substance, he has to have the finances, all of these things. Again, that's why I say these women will accept less from someone else to say that they got it, and then they'll try to conform it into something. And again, you know in your heart of hearts that this man is not genuinely that. So what that tells me is this is really what this woman craves. She'll settle for you doing this, but she really craves something else. And then she knows she has the Costco Create a Caucasian version. And instead of going and getting the real deal, or a man who may be of another race but really already carries himself like that, come on, right? This is like some Jeremy Lin shit. Right? Do you feel like if you were with somebody and you liked everything else about them but the way they dressed, would you feel like it was your duty to convert their clothing? 0 for no, 1 for yes. This is for men, this is for women, this is for anybody. I want to know how y'all feel about that. Right? I am extremely curious about this whole thing. Yeah, let's do that. I'm extremely curious, right? Because again, let's take this off. It's been rotating for quite some time. So you don't like him if you're trying to change him, right? Shelly, if you're talking about Kim, or let's talk about a 0. Your friends shouldn't influence the way you dress. If they fuck with you for who you are, why should they change the way you dress to be more suitable for them? If you're comfortable the way that you dress, you have no problem with it, you see no issue with it, why should someone want to change the way you dress? That's actually and it's to the next point I'm going to get, it's a weak-minded move. If you're happy the way you are, right, it's one thing to say, hey, maybe you should consider trying this. Maybe you might like it. That's one thing. Throw an idea out there. You don't fuck with it, you don't fuck with it, you do. And if you do, it's probably because it's already something that's been on the back of your mind. But if somebody's trying to forcefully convert you, and we can say, well, maybe they got your best interest in mind. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't want to be seen around you in public looking a certain way because they have an image to upkeep and they want you to fit their image. They don't want people to know they really fuck with you because of whatever else. They want the image to be right. That's a weak-minded move, right? If you are comfortable in who you are, and you're comfortable in your friend group or whatever you want to call it, you ain't trying to change nobody. Unless they're doing something detrimental to their health, their well-being, what are you trying to change people for? They literally are taking credit for it. So what do you mean, Solis? They're literally taking credit for changing the way that's the whole point of the movement. It's called the black wife effect. So after getting a black wife, these women change the way they dress. That's the whole point. It's the whole movement. All right? Yeah. No, that's the thing. Now, if a person tells you something up front and lets you know, hey, this is how, and you're willing to do that, then that's on you. But if somebody's fucking with you, and then all of a sudden, look, I don't like the clothes you're wearing. You need like, no. Right? Again, but what this tells me is that this is not what these women truly want. They want, if you're trying to force somebody to be something almost the complete opposite of what they are, It tells me that there's a lot of other things that you don't really like about them that you're willing to tolerate for whatever reason, or there could be some ulterior motives there. So that's just me, right? What else was it? All these men are now invited to the cookout. Would you agree or disagree? Right? And that's what I'm saying. This is when you listen to your woman in a way like this, it also tells me that she's probably more dominating in other aspects of the relationship. Right? I would not be surprised to say that all of these relationships are pretty much female led, female dominated in the sense of who lays down the law. I'm not even gonna say financially, but I would say in case of who lays down the law. Wait, what's the motherfucking deal? Oh, we're gonna. I got that's. I'm glad you mentioned that because there's plenty of videos I want to do on divesting. I need to drop some shorts because that's the whole thing. Go get you. It's like 4 of them got dropped in a week. All right, that's cool. I'm not knocking what nobody does, but I'm just like, don't promote crazy shit. Like, just don't. Well, you should go get it because it's bad everywhere, just as good as it is everywhere, right? But I complain about one side because I'm trying to level the playing field because y'all gonna complain about niggas everywhere else. But again, so all that, and y'all see again that these women, to me, in my opinion, you can't. And again, maybe they're willing to overlook that for the personality. But again, you don't get that same opportunity if the race is the same. Trying to make sure I address a couple other points. But again, men don't change women like that. That's one thing that makes women worse people than men because they're always trying to change somebody. And then when you do make that change, they don't like what you changed into. Okay. And they'll be like, well, this is the guy I met. Well, if you change a motherfucker, especially if you change their appearance, their clothing, the world's going to respond to them differently. And like I say, once you make it to where they start receiving more attention from the outside, don't be surprised when you're divest, right? When he started getting a lot of, oh, he's one of the cool ones. And so other sisters looking for the same thing, looking to do the same thing, move in on your territory. You know what I mean? So you do what you choose to do. Yeah. What we used to call a yellow bone. A yellow bone on a prime code telephone. Yeah, absolutely. I'm about to open up the line. Where we at? I didn't realize I've been talking that long. All right, bet. Let's do that. We're gonna use the old line because I'm still looking for a new. Because like I'm gonna have to just say fuck it and do what everybody else does. I have to use like Zoom or some shit. I'll be looking for a service that does a certain few features I need. And some of them will do it, but then the quality ain't quite as on the level that I would like it. So it is what it is. Do that. We will that. Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right, that's a bit. So here's the thing. Let me make sure I went over all my addressing all my points. We talked about the NFL draft and how women were mad about that, and then turn around a week later and promote this very same thing. Yellow bones. Some places they call them red bones. Some places they call them yellow bones. I guess it's just wherever you are, the region in which you reside. I don't know if they do that up north like that. What do they call them up north? Mulattoes. What do y'all call them? What do y'all explain? How do y'all explain that? All right, I'll be waiting for you as well. We are obviously Shelly must be dark skinned. She over there hating on the yellows. But again, like I say, I don't have any problem with the movement. I don't have any problem with white and black. Interracial. I don't care if it's Asian, Indian. I don't care what you do. Go where you're treated best. Go where you're happy. But to sit here and promote, say Virginia, say red bone, get that red bone. I feel like a lot of places. We're gonna have to do a regional map. We're gonna do some research on is it yellow bone or is it red bone? Because well, not yellow, but with like what phrase they use, right? Because now I'm curious. Let me jot that down. But my deal is this: I don't care about any of it. Right? I don't care like about none of that. Like again, go where you're treated happy or where you're treated best. But when you start promoting weird ideologies, again, like I said, they'll be like, I don't know. Look, we're all black guys that got white women to sing rap songs or something like some stupid shit. Like it's dumb, right? And then like to sit there and go, women deserve credit for changing society. Are we moving it in a better direction? That's all I'm asking. Because to me, this is a superficial trait. I'm not saying, hey, when it's time to go out, you want to look good, you want to step out. Fine, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But on a day-to-day basis, how significantly has this improved your life? Like, you got to be looking in the mirror and be like, this really ain't me, you know? Shelly, you just worry about trying to get a bone. I don't believe that's not true. Most athletes are with white women. Most athletes are with black women. They just promote the ones that you see, out there to make it a false narrative. If you're looking at it as across the board, there's a couple. You got the Kyries of the world, I know. You got a couple other guys in the league. But most of these niggas, like, if you really look, if you went all the way down the roster on most of these teams, the married men are married to black women. Now, I showed you a video the other day. We're showing all the top black athletes that are dating black women and married to black women. This is a narrative that people push just to get it right. Like, again, women aren't going to go do the research. They're not going to look up the numbers. They're not going to really. I showed you the thing. What it said, 90% of. Come on, stop the fucking cap. There's no way on earth 90% of the fucking marriages across the leagues and sports are black men married to white women. If it is, then that's saying there's a huge problem with black women. I saw a motherfucker talking about, well, they married the white women because it looks better to the owner. So you tell me they dated these bitches for 3-4 years before they ever knew they were going to go pro or do any of this shit. And then when they got the money, they put the ring on it. To appease an owner that they didn't even know who the fuck it was going to be. Right? Right? Here's the thing. And yes, we'll be in the Discord when the stream is over. Here's the thing. Shelly, call in. Let's talk. I want to talk to you, Shelly. You ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing but trying to apply some nair to that old snapper. So let me put the number up. I'll tell it to you, 832-464-4555. Call in and prove me wrong, Shelly. Because you've been obviously, you like saying stuff when you ain't got to defend yourself. Step up to the plate. Let's see what you about. Let's see what you all about. Let's see what you are all about. Uh-oh. And if you are watching, make sure that the little red button next to the live is on, so that makes sure you are on time with us. So, yeah. Shelly ain't gonna call in. Shelly just like talking shit from a safe place. Shelly like to throw bricks and hide. You know what I'm saying? We know what type of person Shelly is, and that's a terrible person. But anyway, so all I'm saying is this. Again, I don't care if I honestly don't care if all the athletes were married to white women. I wouldn't care. It's none of my business. I'm not the athlete. It's not my significant other. It's just weird. Like, I'm talking about the fact that when we're calling this thing a black wife effect, right? That's weird in the first place. And then you try something. But yeah. Oh, pardon me. Y'all know I'll be able to do this shit live. Do. Let's make this a little bigger. I don't like how small that is. Anyway. So yeah. Let me fuck this chat then. Oh, fuck that. Let's just stop chat. So I'm saying, baby, we do this real live, baby. There we go. Anyway. Let's actually do this. Yeah, they got to pardon me. But yeah. So while I tweak with that, I got to start switching some stuff up. I don't like to. There we go. That's a little bit better. Right. So to sue. It's like men are a product. I mean, that's what they're coming. Are men a product? I mean, should a man be changed? If you love that man, a man would never do these things, right? A man who loves a woman for who she is, he's not going to try to change. If he loved her and she was a dirty ragamuffin when he found her, guess what? He's going to love that dirty ragamuffin until the end of time, right? He's not going to be like, look, you need to go to the salon, get your shampoo and do all that. If he loved her for that, whatever the fuck she looked like, then that's what it is. But again, a woman will see a dude, and it's what they like to call potential. But a woman's potential is not the same as a man's potential. It's two different things, right? It's two different things. What a woman believes is potential is just things that are self-serving to her. What a man believes is potential is things that are beneficial to both, right? So all I'm saying is I get it. I understand the Black wife movement and the idea that it's supposed to promote, but I think it's very disingenuous, right? I think it's misleading because, again, if this was a men's movement talking about how they changed their women once they got with them, people will talk about how this is grooming, how this is manipulation, how this is misogyny, how, they've probably done some type of mental harm. Like, they will go crazy. You see this in every fucking chat. Every chat, like, they go crazy with the shit that they say. And it's ridiculous, right? A project, yeah. But that's the thing. And every failed project is a man that ain't shit, right? Because he did not succumb to your way. He didn't bend the knee. You didn't do like who was that? Boys to Men on bend the knee. That's why I say, and this is not. And when I say you can't listen to the opinions of women, it's not disrespectful. It's not disrespectful. I'm not saying this in a manner to be like, oh, women just don't matter. That's not what I'm saying. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this afternoon?
I just want to know how you got my picture up there. What's the deal?
Well, I mean, hey, we had to get up there. We had to talk about it. We had to promote a point.
That's Wade, man. I really don't. What's the deal, man? How you doing, Arthur?
Doing good, Mr. Wade. How are you this evening? Afternoon.
Just burning rubber. Coming from Lake Charles, back to Beaumont.
Okay.
All over the place.
You on the road? There's nothing wrong with that. It's been I went to Lake Charles last year. It's been a minute. I need to go back. But you were saying that you kind of might have had a situation similar to what we're talking about on the topic today. So could you explain a little further for everybody who's listening?
Yeah, I just joined in, so I didn't catch the sports part of it. I'm with you though. I don't really believe 90% of pro athletes. That sounds like a mainstream statistic. You know, something they want you to believe is. Well, we already know. You know, it's trying to paint a picture, a false narrative, just like they do everything else, right? They want to convince you of something that's not real. That's my opinion. I happen to agree with you on that. But yeah, I mean, I dated this girl. Oh man, I would say I'd not put her name out. Y'all wouldn't be able to find her, but her name Latricia. And I mean, her mom would come home. Shoo! If I was there, I'd get beat with the extension cord too. That was the biggest thing in the relationship was culture. Was culture, and I'm okay with that because that's what I appreciate about it. And with that being said, I just want to say something that I heard Denzel Washington say one time. He was talking about directing a movie, and he said Steven Spielberg, he could direct Schindler's List, right? He's a Jew, he gets it, you know. And then Denzel Washington starts talking about, I believe it was He Got Game, because Steven Spielberg direct that movie. Does he know what? I don't know what a hot curler on a black person's hair smells like, which is true, right? I have no idea. I don't know what that smells like. I think that was the biggest thing, was the culture between me and her. She did have a kid, and it was the way that she raised that kid, because we were off and on. So she got pregnant from another dude. And the way she raised that kid, I was just like, man, I would do it a little bit different. And we never fought about it, and it was never tension because it wasn't my place. I was just there to try to be good to that kid. But at the end of it, we just agreed to disagree. We're still friends. You know, I still love her to death. I can still smell her. I mean, I love the smell of her hair. I can still smell that hair.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, she's a gorgeous woman, great woman, beautiful woman. But at the end of the day, I just think it was, to me, it was the culture.
Now you see,
and we should embrace that, though. I think that should be embraced, you know, and that's why we were into things like, well, hell, man, I love my favorite composer. I love Duke Ellington. I got her into Duke Ellington. You know, one of the greatest piano composers there was, Count Basie. I got her into all these guys. You know, we listened to it. We enjoyed it. She introduced me into art that I'd never even dreamed of. It was beautiful in that sense, but it just turned out at the end of it all, we were better friends than we were in a relationship, just because we did things differently.
Yeah, I understand that. So would you say at any point in time you felt like she tried to change who you were?
Never. She never did. She never did. She would change for me. So if we had broken up and she saw me with another woman, say this woman was a little heavier.
Yeah.
I mean, she would gain 30 pounds in 10 days. If I was a woman that was thinner, she'd lose 30 pounds in 2 days.
Yeah.
I mean, she was cheap, and I never asked her to do that. But I mean, we were in love. It was just, I don't know, man. It was hard. And I think about her every day. And I would say I regret it, but I don't, because as I've said before, I'm happily married for 17 years to the same woman, and I love her to death, and I wouldn't change that. But if things were different, I still think I'd be happy with her as well, you know. but we were kids. We were kids, really.
Definitely. I think that's and I think it's beautiful. The thing that you said that you can still smell it, those small memories that trigger things. You see, ladies, you see how wonderfully Mr. Wade came in here and just talked about him. I mean, y'all never do that. Y'all come in here, y'all do nothing but assault men, talk negatively about us, and we think of y'all in such a wonderful light. But y'all want to replace us with bears and other shit, and it's nothing but love coming from our end. But
Oh man, oh man, she was an artist. You should see. I mean, she does stuff on Montrose. Now she got a little weird, she got weird, but
yeah.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying.
Yeah, when you said Montrose,
she started hanging. We ended it for good, and then next thing I know, she's hanging from hooks from her back. I'm like, whoa. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I feel like, that's probably where part of my mind went when you said Montrose. I just feel like it's a weird area where a lot of different stuff goes on, so I could see going to the deep end. That's interesting. I don't know how you find out you're into something like that, but and it's beautiful that you say if things were different, you could still see yourself just as happy. But so what the whole premise of today's topic was, there's a trend going on TikTok called the black wife effect. And so basically what it is, it's black women who got with white guys who were a certain way, who dressed a certain way, or not even just white guys, Hispanic, Asian, of different backgrounds. And then after getting with them or being their girlfriend or getting married, whatever, you see that these guys now have a completely different look, style, and change about them. There's a lot of little subtle things you can observe. But my point was
I see that. I see that. Kip is a good example. I know that's a joke, but I have seen it. I mean, you got to take. I'm going to throw my boy Paul Wall out there, right?
Yeah.
Most people don't know Paul Wall went to Jersey Village. I mean, he lived on the rich side of Jones Road in 290. That was a nice area where he went to school. Mm-hmm. And, he changed a lot. Was that the female that did that to him? And was it for the worse? I'm not going to say it was for the worse. I like Paul Wall. He's till if they come, Yeah. But I could see that because a lot of white dudes, and I'm just speaking from my industry, the guys are the younger guys coming in, they're weak. Masculinity's been destroyed, and when you look at a lot of black women are they're strong. I mean, they're strong. They keep their armor on at all times. Very rarely do you see them let it down. At least that's been my experience. And when they do let it down, it's special. But I've seen them change because of that. I think that's a thing. Absolutely. I don't think it's manipulation, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You said what were we saying? You don't think it's manipulation, but
I don't think it's manipulation. It's a product of a weak man. That's all it is. The woman's just doing what she's gonna do.
Exactly.
The man has got, testosterone levels that are all-time low. I mean, that's just what it is.
It's true. It's true.
I mean, look what the young men are doing now. Is they're locked in rooms with the shades down, playing games all day, or watching TV. The last time any of them have caught a suntan or been in the sun for more than 90 minutes is probably been months.
Yeah.
And all that shit has an impact on testosterone, the lack of melatonin. I mean, men absorb melatonin through their hair. 3 different types of melatonin. Or not melatonin, I'm sorry, melanin through their hair. All that shit has an impact on it. But it's all by design, if you ask me. I mean, this is the den, so I'm going deep,
Yeah. No, I agree. It's definitely by design. Definitely. That's why that thing that happened a couple of years back went over so well. Had everybody in the house, everybody avoiding sunlight. And we're wondering why people get sicker than ever, but that's a whole different conversation. I definitely agree with you.
You know, I don't want to get you taken off YouTube. What was the one thing that cured it? You know what I mean? A little bit of sunlight.
But I agree with you, man. This is definitely a product of weak men, right? Because again, if a man was the pillar in that relationship, I'm not saying he's not a provider. You have a lot of men who can provide, but still, you know, at home they are not in control of their affairs. But this is, and I don't even say it's a nagging thing. I don't know how you get to that point. I don't even know how the conversation comes up, but yeah, I would definitely agree that this is a weak man's mentality.
Nagging is just a byproduct of it. You know, you gotta, you know, think about, I don't know, you know, the kid you picked on in school, right?
Yeah.
You didn't pick on him because you hated him. It was at some point it became entertaining.
Yeah.
You know, it's just something to do to pass the time. I mean, if a woman doesn't respect you, she looks you, that's the last thing you want, right? As soon as a woman doesn't respect you or doesn't have some, and I don't take the word fear out of context here. I don't mean fear like violence, but the moment she knows that you're not a real man, shoo, you might as well get out of there. Start over. Or start taking backshots, one of the two.
Yeah, it's a waste of time at that point. So would you think that a woman who converts her man into a different style really wants a different type of man?
I don't think that's true. I don't know. I don't know if it's that she wants a different type of man, because I believe in souls, right? I believe in souls, and you can look in somebody's eyes, and you know, you can meet somebody within 10 minutes. You know, like, man, I don't really want to cut it up with this dude, or there's something I don't trust, right? You know, almost immediately, especially us being from Houston, right? We grew up in Houston. You had to wear your face all day, right? All day. That's what you had to do. And man, you got to ask her that again. I lost my train of thought.
I was saying, do you think that she really wanted a different type of
man?
man?
That's right. That's right. I don't think it is. I think she probably loves the soul, loves that person. If she can make him a better person, does that make her bad? I mean, is that wrong? I don't know. If that's her intentions, though. But if her intentions are, I want to manipulate this into my bitch, well, you know, there's different scenarios. My wife made me a better person. She made me a better person. But that's what I believe a man and woman are there for, right? Why God gave them one of our ribs. We're made for each other. We were designed to complete one another. So I think if she's trying to change him for the right reasons, her heart's in the right place. You know, that's a tricky question, right? Because there's so many variables to it. Because you know what I'm saying. That's a tough question.
It's kind of a case by case situation. You kind of got to. Really look at this.
And then again, I'm not in the scene. I've never been on a dating app. I don't do any. I don't know what women are like these days. You know, I got fat. I got old. Nobody looks at me. They talk to me like I'm, you know.
Oh man, let's just say they're easy.
You know what I'm saying?
They're very easy.
Yeah.
it's not like it used to be. The game has complete. Like if you got something good right now and it's working, stay with it, because I heard somebody say there's piss in the dating pool. This is what the phrase I heard
believe
last time. So yeah.
Well, I listen to y'all talk, or I'll listen to a podcast, or I'll see young men talking, just listening to them, and I'm going, man, what is this? It was hard enough growing up. Now you kids are dealing with Lord knows what kind of shit. No wonder
So
half of y'all are crazy.
yeah.
I mean, crazy. Not crazy like we were. I graduated in 2000, right? So I consider us the craziest class, right?
Yeah.
We thought the world was going to end. December 31st, 1999, everybody was listening to Prince. We were all taking ecstasy. I mean, we were going down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we thought it was happening.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking at these guys. I don't think they're crazy. I think they have mental disorders. All of them. I mean, how could they not?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, the way everything has been put together for them, the way everything is like you said, by design. This is the way they want it, because they know what a lot of the effects of all the electronics, all the things that we do on a daily, the foods that are legal here versus banned in even other first world countries, even third world countries, that they don't eat some of the shit we do.
Look, I mean, the boogeyman's Russia, right? Everybody wants us to hate Russia.
Yeah.
They banned all GMOs. You cannot get genetically modified foods there.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
who
are the bad guys? Right?
Yeah. Something's not right. Like I say, don't. I tell people, don't take the mainstream information that you receive. Sometimes you got to look a little bit deeper and find out what's really going on. Because the more that I've looked at what's going on over there, I've let's just say become more interested in what's really happening, because something doesn't seem, the information that you're given doesn't seem accurate. But like you said, isn't that what they're doing too with the GMOs? They're changing the name of GMOs to bioengineered foods. So now, if y'all don't see the GMOs on the packs, make sure you check for bioengineered, because that's the new phrase now.
That's crazy to me. It just, I know I'm way off topic now, but I think, I think marriage, you talk about going back to a woman changing a man, if it's for the better, sure. But remember what marriage is, we're married to procreate, to have children, to create a family. I mean, when I was a young man, I never wanted to get married. I never wanted to get kids. I didn't think I was going to live long enough for that. And now that it's happened, I do everything I can to take care of them. I mean, that's what they want to destroy, right? They destroy your masculinity, destroy your sexuality, which they're doing that, destroy your religion. And I don't care what religion, they're all beautiful. But, and divide and conquer. That's the easiest thing to do in the world right now, is divide and conquer.
Definitely successful at that.
And then you have total control. But I think marriage is important. And I think if a woman wants to change, or vice versa, a man tries to change a woman for the better, which he probably won't, but I'm just saying. I wish him the best of luck, I just wish him the best of luck.
Yeah, because
that's all I got. I don't mean to ramble, man. I don't mean to ramble on you.
Good, Mr. Wade. You're good, Mr. Wade. But I definitely appreciate you calling in and sharing your story with us, man. It's a beautiful thing. Like I say, if you say you can remember the smell, right? Some of you women, y'all would never talk about y'all's exes. Like women in this den right now, probably, my ex wasn't shit, and he's a piece of trash. I hope he burned. I hope he trip over the coffee. Y'all would say such negative things. Men in here, they think we reflect our exes. We highlight the lovely, wonderful things that made them great in our eyes, because men are just better people. Thank you for Mr. Wade for providing another example of why men are just better people.
I look for that smell. I smell that, and my wife's next to me. I was like, "Oop, I'm
Nope.
shit, my bad. I'm so bad. My bad. All right, yeah. Have a good one.
You too, Mr. Wade. Appreciate you calling in, man.
Good talking to you.
Already. Shout out to Wade, man, for sharing the story with us. That's funny. See, what a woman would do, she would get that old perfume and try to make her new man wear it, so she can remember the old man. See, men aren't terrible people like y'all. Men aren't terrible people like y'all. And don't get me wrong. Like, I like various colognes. I like to smell good. I definitely like to smell good. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling in to the den this afternoon?
Yo, man, it's Solis.
Solis. Don't call the police. How you doing this afternoon, Mr. Solis?
I'm doing all right, man. Just got off of work, getting home.
Okay. So we've been talking about the black wife effect. How do you feel about the
Yeah.
black wife effect, Mr. Solis?
Honestly, bro, I'm just seeing like I was not seeing no urban shit that you was pointing out. I was seeing basically a guy that looked ratchet as fuck, bald and having terrible genetics, and just looking decent, or more decent than what he was, getting more cleaned up. Like the clothes are like, cause you kept on putting that on that meme, but like the clothes that those guys were wearing, it was like I think I saw some guys just wear like Tommy Hilfiger shoes, some more fitted pants, and like a collared shirt. Like, I think you were kind of reaching, bro, when you said, like, oh, these guys, like, they want to dress more urban or more black with it. I'm like, I don't really see it because the pictures you showed didn't really have no man trying to look urban. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, I didn't see no white guy trying to act harder than what he looked like already. It just looked like he was
So let me
more put together.
paraphrase or let me rephrase that. Urban would not be the proper term. You are correct. Urban, but what someone would call a more ethnic appearance,
You were
right?
saying with, like, some of the poses, I guess, like, maybe I could see it if you meant that, but, like, as far as the clothes will go, like, these look like just regular, everyday suburban kids.
I have to disagree with you on that. Like for example, you have one guy go from what the army look to wearing braids and a beard and all this
Okay,
extra
yeah,
stuff. So
that was the one I did see. That was
you
the
had
one I did see. It was
you
like
had an
one of the
Asian guy do the
first.
same thing. There was one with the Asian doing the same thing. You had guys who started wearing
Like,
Jordans in some of these pictures. So that's not necessarily something that you would associate with your average suburban. That's more of an ethnic thing. These guys went from wearing loafers and whatever, like I say, the Jordans and Stacey Adams and things like that. The style is a significant change. It's not something that you see on the day because we're not talking about hip hop ethnicity appearance. That's a completely different thing. But in a sense, some of them attempted that. But for the most part, you wouldn't say that you see your average everyday uh, Caucasian man wearing that.
okay, I could agree with that. I could agree with that. You don't see most guys, most white guys like that, per se, necessarily dressed up in a certain way, right? Most of the time you see them, they'll have a shirt on, some high-ass shorts that's showing the goddamn thighs, some berries or some bag of that shit like that. Yeah, you're correct, right? They got a little more flair, I would say, in the picture show. That's true. I would say that is true. But to be honest, man, like, I don't know.
Okay.
I'll put it in my perspective, bro. Like, I wasn't like when I met my chick, I looked like ghetto, dude. I look like a ghetto ass kid. I don't know. Like, I didn't really have that much shit.
Mm-hmm.
So when she was like, I guess putting me on to look nicer, and well, she's like also like a suburban lady. She ain't from like no or no thugged out area, but she was trying to have me dress, I guess, more suburban, I guess, or just a nicer appearance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I couldn't knock. I was like, all right, yeah, cool, because I look raggedy as fuck. Like I wasn't lying. Like I didn't have fucking some clothes that probably fit me all the way properly and shit like that. But it is what it is. I had one on, you know.
But before it was brought
So
to
I
your
would say,
attention, were you happy with the way that you dressed?
I thought it was normal, right? Because it's
Mm.
like wasn't really dressing proper, I would say. You know what I'm saying? And like I had my hair short. She was like, not convinced me, but she kind of like talked me into like, hey, you should probably grow your hair out longer again because you know you got curls, you can go you have nice styles with your hair and stuff like that. I was like, all right, cool. I really don't do styles at all on my hair. I just let it hang down, let it be curly. But she kind of like, you have a lot of. She said like you have a lot of attributes that you can enhance to make yourself just look overall better, right? Because I would say like I wasn't growing it well. I guess I could have grown a beard by the time I met her, but I wasn't really doing that. I was kind of just sticking to the goatee, kind of just doing my own thing. But I would say she gave me advice and I was open to it. I guess so I look different now. I mean, I look more grown. I wouldn't say like, oh yeah, you were like some dorky looking person. You just like blew up. No, I would say she probably just made me present myself a little bit better in public.
So, since you switched up, how do you feel like people receive you?
Shit, still the same way, dude. good. I'll be chilling. Like, I'm a quiet guy, bro. Like, I don't really talking unless I'm like going out to eat order and some shit. I'm very much reserved and quiet. Like, I'm not feeling like, oh yeah, I look good now. Like I look, because truth be told, I'm a handsome individual, I would say, just off base, right? So I don't be feeling like it was too much already for me. Like, I don't know, man. I didn't feel like I grew up, I would say, right? I just feel like, wow, she gave me more fitted clothes to wear. You know, she put me on clothes to wear, or even like fucking, um, or just keeping my like facial hair together, right? Just making me keep more upkept, right? Because if I was growing the beard, I had this shit looking. I still do, looking like a caveman sometimes, just because I don't be fucking with it all like that. But I trim it every now and then, like probably once a month or so. But like, I think that's just hygiene, right? That's just getting older and understanding how to take care of yourself more necessarily, not just her, I guess, quote unquote, putting me on, right? So I guess shit like that, man. But I mean, I wouldn't say I grew up. Like I would say, like I still wore the same shoes. I mean,
Do you? I
so
mean,
I guess.
so do you feel any different
Well,
personally?
I don't feel no different though. I still think I'm a Mexican dude. Like I don't. I'm not trying to like be black though, right? And I think that's where like there's some people who get carried away. Either you know you're white and you're like in interracial relationships, right? I will say you have people who get carried away and do try to be something that they're not, or try to talk a certain way that they're not used to talking, or try to interact with another culture in a different way they wouldn't normally act like, right? Instead, you should just be yourself. Like people like you when you're yourself. That's why the fish got with you in the first place, right? To me, at least, right? So yeah, you can get like the style or fashion shouldn't switch your whole persona or character of yourself. But if that's like how you feel, when you just get like new clothes or a new look or a new style, you feel a certain way, and then you got to look at yourself in the mirror and see what the fuck's wrong with yourself, right?
Yeah.
But if you just like, if I just get a nicer clothes or whatever and looking better than what I did, like I'm not. Oh yeah, I'm walking a certain way, I'm talking a certain way, I'm acting a certain way. Oh, it's not my culture. I ain't doing that shit. I didn't get with you because I want to be black. I got with you because I like you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just my POV on it, man. Like I'm not gonna be out here acting any more than what I am, man. I'm a half white, half Mexican dude. I'm cool to say that shit. You know, like.
So that's my thing. If someone is allowing their whole, because let's be honest, your style it's part of your personality. It's part of who you are. It's the style that you choose. But you say you feel the same. You feel like you haven't been received any differently. You don't feel differently. You don't feel different inside. So then, what was the ultimate benefit of switching it up?
I don't look like a fucking hoodlum. I don't look like a thug. I would say that. Like I look more like, again, presentable out in public, right? But if you saw someone with tattoos, goddamn black Dickie shirt, some goddamn Dickie pants, and some goddamn Nike shoes, you probably think that motherfucker probably a thug. Probably go ahead and hide some shit. You might try to do something. I got short hair. I look like a fucking Mexican dude. Like I look like a little Mexican thug. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like goddamn. Like I used to fucking get stopped at the fucking Walmart and make sure I had a receipt on my shit. You know, that's what stopped you, just because they thought I was going to steal some shit. So, to me, that I was getting perceived more like a fucking. Now I'm just like a regular fool. He looks like a regular person.
Okay. So you do feel some way then. If you, so there is an internal change, because if you didn't, so you don't feel like you're putting yourself out there in a negative light. You feel like you're presenting yourself in a more positive way.
Like, bro, yeah, but I was like, man, I was different, bro. Like I was growing up, hanging out with people I probably shouldn't have doing shit I should have done at like 17, 18 years old when I met her.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, I think she changed me for the better. I would say, like, I'm not hanging around with the old people I used to hang around with. I'm moving smarter. I'm alive still. So, like, that's me the benefit.
Yeah.
I'm not in jail. I'm not a felon, So I think that's all things that she probably helped me get away from, I would say.
All right. And that's a good thing. Like I say, and if it's a upgrade, it's a benefit, and you see a change, excellent. But let's look at the guys, and let's talk about the guys that we've seen on all those videos. Do you think that any of those gentlemen, and again, don't judge a book by its cover, we never know, but do you think any of those gentlemen would be in danger of doing life-threatening events aside from maybe riding a four-wheeler or some shit?
They'll
Hey.
probably get their ass whooped. They fuck around with the wrong people.
But yeah.
Type of thing. They get their weight go over their head if they feel overconfident about something, but not.
But what I'm saying is those guys, but before their change, do you think that those guys were a threat or a problem to anybody?
Hell no. Those guys are everyday Poindexters, bro.
Okay, so then let's think about most women. Do you think most women go for the Poindexter type?
For white guys, I think a lot of average white guys look like Poindexters. So yeah, I would say the them, I don't know, like, again, I don't see what's attractive, like, this is my personal opinion. I don't see what's attractive to a white guy. I think getting with a minority is better. That's why, like, you look better. To me, I think you got overall better genetics. I know there's some of us out there that look ugly as fuck and terrible genetics, but we feel like you got overall the better shit going on. I mean, I think most guys, white guys in particular, have bad genetics. They age terrible. They don't really have good hygiene as a base start. So yeah, they probably, their glow is probably 10 times better than what a minority glow would be for, like, let's say, a Mexican dude getting with a black girl, or a black dude getting with a Mexican chick, right? You don't, like, either or, right? I would say that.
Go down a little bit.
And it shows.
Okay, so do you think that they're really glowing them up, or they're just making them look like black guys? Is that really a glow up?
Well, shit, they teach them how to clean their ass properly and shit like that. Yeah, it probably is a glow up, man. I mean, again, if you look at some of these dudes, their skin wasn't all that clear. Skin looks clearer. Hair looks better for what it's worth. On some of them, shit, don't even got looking hair. But, shit, the beards look better. They don't have to get shaved. But again, right, when you ask a white person where they go to, they're not going to a barbershop to get their shit done. They're going to a goddamn break, clip, supercuts, whatever the fuck else. Right? So they have a different maintenance style. You got to think about that too. The Hispanics who go to barbershops, blacks go to barbershops, they get, it's a presenting thing, right? Again, even with our hairs, right? Some of us grow our hair out, some of us maintain that shit, some of us look like whatever in the hair. White guys, that's one thing, that's gel or no hair. You either got no hair, you're bald in that goddamn 25, or you got some hair and you put the gel in that bitch.
They were using that, what's that shit, that gorilla snot? So here's the thing. All right. So what do you think? Do you think that these men who obviously were one way before they met these women, and then you see a total conversion, and it's partially, it looks like almost a cultural shift in some of it. Do you feel like these men, or do you feel like these are weak men, or they're just maybe taking the advice of the women that they're with?
I think I would have just called them weak because you don't know. Some of those people can be serial killers, right? But nah, man, I wouldn't call it weak. Again, like when it's a difference in cultures, right? So when you have two different cultures mixed up, you're going to see a lot of cultural differences, right? Like I'm sure when you got with a white girl, if you ever dated a white girl, you saw a lot of cultural difference between you and her, and just a baseline basis.
Interesting,
right? So I think it's a lot of culture, right? So to them, I think a lot of white guys don't understand other cultures.
Mm-hmm.
So when they get into a culture, or just anybody else in a different culture that goes to another one, or merges, right, or interact interracial, you notice a lot of differences of, let's say, like, okay, how you speak to one, right? When you go in your house, whatever your people's house, I'm sure there's a certain way strangers got to talk to your people with a microphone, right? You got to be respectful, whatever, right? You can't really just be cussing off the handle. You can't really be saying crazy shit. Calm, reserved, respectful. When you go to other person's house, let's say, it could be a little more chaotic, right? You might be hearing more cussing, it might be a little more rugged talk, it might be whatever, right? house might be a little bit more messy or less upkept, more upkept, whatever, right? There's little differences that you'll see. So I think with that, especially if you're coming from a background to where, like, let's say, quote unquote, like the generic thing, oh, shut the fuck up, mom, type thing, what you hear about white kids say type thing, right?
Yeah.
Or what they do or how they talk to their parents compared to how we would say, let's say, a black or a Hispanic person may interact with their parents. Different, right? So when you're in those...
Would you say that white people are more accepting of other cultures?
Yeah, y'all are. I would definitely say that. That's why y'all say everybody's black when someone was black.
No. Not black people. No, because I'm not accepting anybody's culture. I said, are white people more accepting of other people's cultures?
Oh, I thought you said, no, white people are not accepting. No, they're not. I will tell you what. If it's a black and white, like if the father is present, if a white father is present, it's going to be a very hard time for that man to accept another culture. You have guys freak out. I'm just saying it for what I've seen, right? Again, you could have had a different experience being in Houston. But I'm seeing out here, bro, it's just fucking two outside of Texas. There's that you see all that white man get hostile when let's say they get with their daughter gets with a Mexican or black guy. Like it's different. Right? I would say other cultures like that are more accepting towards white people. Like Mexican culture in general is more accepting towards white people than they are black people. Okay? And I would say that white people aren't accepting the Hispanic culture in the sense that they may feel a little bit uncomfortable being a minority get with someone they love, right? Son, daughter, with. But they'll be more passive aggressive about it too. They won't be all blunt. They'll be very passive aggressive about it.
Interesting. Okay. Well, here's the deal, Ms. Sully, because it's almost about that time I have to get ready to wrap it up here shortly. But I do appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts and your story yourself with us this afternoon.
No problem, man. Shout out to everybody that did.
All right. You have a safe ride home. And shout out to Mr. Solis. Appreciate that, son. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna hop on the Discord in a second. I'm gonna put the link and everything here. So it's kind of two different sides, and I would say you got an older side of it and a younger side of it. And again, I'm probably leaning more towards the older side of it because the thing, and I say the stuff I say about I don't have no woman hate. I love women, right? Women are the women could be the greatest thing that God ever made, but yeah, I'm not going to quite say that is the case because modern women are not. The old school women, granny, great grannies, they was holding down. These new ones, I got a question. Make sure you're following on all the proper social media. Make sure you're following both. Make sure you're following Ed Honcho HTX on Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever the fuck it is now. It's Honcho HTX on TikTok. Make sure you're following that. I know I keep saying I'm about to drop some shit. We're doing that today. We're going to drop some content today because I need to start crossing over to other platforms. And I got some shit I want to start doing. So make sure you're following that. Even if you ain't got an account, make an account and follow. Make sure you're following Den Show Live, all one word. Den Show Live, Instagram, Twitter. What else? Instagram, Twitter, fucking Facebook, I guess, too. Might be the Den Show on Facebook. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if I updated Den Show shop. Might not. Let me see, because I had to change the shop. Because I don't know if y'all were like, because I know, well, I do know that people were having some issues with the Den Show shop. I got to update that. I got to fix that. But there is a shop link, and it should be in the middle of the thing. It should be under the deal. Let me post something here real quick. Because I had to switch the shop up. Because I know people were trying to go to the shop, and they were showing them Saw Sports merch, and then Saw Sports was doing the same thing. They were showing them Den Show merch. And so under the channel, so I don't know if it's still doing that. It may be, it may not be. And let me see. I don't know if it's still doing that or not. Let me see. Try that. Y'all let me know if something, if that, does that pop up? How does that work? So with that being said, I definitely I don't even know what the hell Michelle's talking about. She's ever saying things. Let's talk about it. He made a complete shift. Granny can host. She earned it. Terrible. Black Planet. Ooh, y'all don't want to talk. Y'all don't want to have an old social media discussion. Y'all don't want to. Man, that actually. Let me jot that down. That topic. Because old social media was 10 times better than new social media. Y'all don't want to have a real conversation about, like, when I say that we can go all the way back, we can go back to, like, I don't even want to say, like, old social media. Old social media was way better, right? Like, because everything now, everybody can cry about whatever you said. Back in the day, block me, unfriend me, motherfucker. Like, I don't give a shit. It was, I don't like me. I'm going to report you. There was no Facebook jail. Either your shit just got deleted, I guess, because you just did too much. But motherfuckers wasn't getting their accounts deleted like that. Yeah, you probably can. It probably is a Gangsta Bob profile on it. That's what I'm saying. Niggas was on some SpongeBob, or not SpongeBob. MySpace was teaching motherfuckers how to do HTML and shit. Motherfuckers was getting some game. Let me see this. Something. But yeah, so here's the deal. We're going to slide off into the Discord. Oh, fucking up. Shit ran from my face. We'll slide off into the Discord. We'll chop it up a little bit more about this conversation. Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna go. I've been trying to do the carnivore thing. I got way too big. I got like 270. It's ridiculous. Now, I've been wondering why I can't sleep and I'm all achy and shit. I'm like 270 pounds, bro. That's too fucking much. that's a whole lot. Damn it, I was gonna say I was gonna fucking say meet me there, don't beat me, beat me there, don't meet me there, but so at least beat me there. So there's that. Let me go ahead and make the link for those y'all who don't have it. And we're gonna chop it up. We're gonna talk some shit. Sauce folks. I'm gonna let y'all know. More than likely we should sauce. It's the time. I got like a little thing I gotta handle right before that time frame. But we're gonna definitely make a shake. Oh my god. I'll make that happen. But like I said, I'm gonna make some definitely some I just gotta work on some new content. Say people don't know how to use it yet. Oh, terrible. Soy sauce. I am the sauce. Let's see though. We're gonna see for sure. We're gonna see for sure. We should be on it. But with that being said, I'm talking about like Yahoo Messenger. I'm talking about going way, way back in the old school. So like I'm talking about first AOL, like the AOL Messenger was one thing. That was danger. Yahoo Messenger used to be lit. If you knew, you knew. If you knew about Yahoo way back in the day, Yahoo had groups and shit before MySpace had any of this shit. Yahoo groups used to be lit. Yeah, AIM. That's what Jack Tripper know. Yeah, AOL Instant Message. Anyway, let's get into Discord. We're gonna be on this bitch another hour, and I'm gonna be talking about some shit we ain't got no motherfucking business talking about again. Man, I'm gonna see y'all in the Discord. Again, I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. Always, it's my honor, my privilege, but more than anything, it is truly my pleasure to get to chop it up with y'all each time that we go live. I ain't gonna say each and every day because we don't go live every day like I need to. I'm working on it. Been doing push-ups and shit, losing my gut. No, I'm not. I do like 2 push-ups. Anyway, then catch y'all in there and drop the link of the thing. Until tomorrow, I ain't gonna lie and say we're gonna double in. I got some other topics we need to talk about, but there's so much. And because with me, it's like once I've thought about something for like 2 or 3 days and I hadn't done it, like I don't even want to talk about it no more. Because I be feeling like it's oversaturated. Then I look online and see like people just starting to talk about this shit. I be feeling weird. That's what I say. I be having a lot of shit to. That's why I've been spending time trying to figure out how I think, because it's just a lot of shit that I need to be capitalizing on that I'm not. Because so just expect more content, one way or another. Short shit. Anyway, I'm going to buy Discord. Adios.